Good morning, students. Welcome back to the class Pollution of Air and Water. Students, where does the smoke come from? For this, let us do an activity. Students, you might have covered your nose while passing a brick kiln emitting smoke or started coughing while parking in a busy road, isn't it? So, what are the observations in you? You will observe that is a number of smoke which is emitted from the industries, that is kiln, and even on passing a busy road, what happens? You start to cough because of the heavy gases which are liberated, or the number of poisonous gases which are liberated during these time will make you to cough or even to close your nose, isn't it? And even a park and a busy road, just to compare these two, what happened? A park means you will be able to find a clean place and even a fresh air you will be finding, but on a busy road, a heavy smoke, what happened? You can see that is, and your faces also will become little dirt, that is a number of dirt will start to sit on your face. And residential area and an industrial area, a residential area means there is no more number of vehicles which are passing, but in an industrial area you can see a huge sound which is emitting from our industries, and even a heavy smoke with chemical substances which are emitting from a kiln, isn't it? Or even through the chimneys. And a busy traffic intersection at a different types of a day, that is example in early morning, afternoon, and even in the evening. So early morning, what happened during the junctions and all, you cannot see that is more number of vehicles, but during the afternoon and evening, what happened? A more number of vehicles will be passed through these junctions, isn't it? A village and a town, just to compare, a village is very happy to live, whereas a town, thereby what happened? You can see number of congestions are taking place, isn't it? So what's your observation in this previous activity? You can find a lot of differences in the amount of smoke in the atmosphere in certain places like village, a park, a residential area. So in all those things, what happen? You cannot able to find that is a number of, that is as heavy smoke are not produced in these areas. But when you just go in a busy road, or even in an industrial area, or during afternoon or evening, if you go on to the any junctions, and even in a town if you go, there is a heavy movement of vehicles and even a lot of sound with the heavy smoke which are emitted. So all these are going to tell us the differences between, that is a different place of our atmospheres. Do you know where the smoke come from? Addition of such substances to the atmosphere modifies. So these substances which are added by this a kiln, or even through any chimneys, or even through the substances which are burning, and even the things which are produced from the vehicles, are all going to interfere with the natural substances of our air, and they are going to modify the structure, and they are going to call it as which one? That is a pollution. So then what do you mean by pollution or air pollution here? When air is contaminated by unwanted substances which have a harmful effect on both the living and the non-living, it is referred to as which one? That is air pollution. So here they are telling whatever may be the pollution, whether it can be a soil pollution, water pollution, or noise pollution. So here any unwanted substances which are causing a harm, they are going to call it as pollution. Since here we are going to learn about air pollution, they are telling the air that is contaminated by unwanted substances by harmful effect on both living and even non-living substances, they are going to call it as which one? That is air pollution. So through these air pollution, what happened? We all know that is number of problems like respiratory problems are faced by every organisms. How does the air get polluted? You all know that the substances which contaminate the air, they are going to call it as air pollutants. So pollutants are nothing but which are going to cause a harm. So air pollutants are nothing but if the air is contaminated by any one of the substances, then they are going to call it as pollutants. Sometimes such substances may come from natural sources like smoke and dust arising from the forest fires or even volcano eruption. Even you might have noticed during the forest fires, a heavy smoke which is emitted, that also what happened naturally it causes, that is of air pollution. And even through the volcanic eruptions, a heavy smoke and heat which is liberated, isn't it? So that also what happened, they are going to release number of heavy carbon particles to the environment, leading to the air pollution. Pollutants are also added to the atmosphere by certain human activities, as we all know, isn't it? The sources of air pollutants are, one of those are factories, power plants, automobiles, exhaust, and even burning of firewood and even dung cakes. So all these substances when they are fired, by the time whenever they are firing, what happen? They are going to release number of harmful substances like carbon, arsenic, lead, and many more substances. What happen? They are mainly released into the air which we are having in the environment. So they will be leading to the formation of pollutants such as air pollution. So vehicles pollute the atmosphere. Many respiratory problems are caused by air pollution. Let us now try to find out the substances or pollutants which are present in a polluted air. So what are those? Have you noticed how rapidly the number of vehicles is increasing in our cities? Isn't it? You might have noticed a day by day number of vehicles production is keep on increasing, because the number of population is increasing in a city, means the people who are using it also what happen, it is increasing day by day. As the vehicles are increasing day by day, the pollutants which are released are the harmful gases which are released by the vehicles are also increasing day by day, not only day by day, minute by minute, the substances which are released, and even they are raising number of problems. Vehicles produce high levels of pollutants. What are those? Such as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen of oxides, and even smoke. You all know carbon monoxide is a poisonous substances. These carbon monoxide, if you are intaking, means it reduces which one? The level of oxygen, and thereby what happen? Any organism can die because of lack of oxygen. And carbon dioxide, thereby if it increases, means it increases the temperature of earth, leading to the greenhouse gases. And oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, thereby they will be leading to the formation of acid rain. And even the smoke, in the smoke number of dust particles which are present, so thereby they will be causing number of respiratory problems. Carbon monoxide is produced from incomplete burning of fuels such as petrol and even diesel. Students, in the earlier classes, that is in the combustion chapter, we have seen carbon monoxide is mainly released in because as a product of a incomplete combustion. Whenever the incomplete combustion takes place, thereby you can see the release of which one? Carbon monoxide. So here they are telling incomplete burning of a fuel such as petrol and diesel will be leading to the formation or the emission of which one they are telling? Carbon monoxide. Since it is a poisonous gas, it reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of our blood. How does it reduces? Students, you all know that is we are going to inhale which one? Oxygen. Instead of oxygen, whenever carbon monoxide, if we are going to inhale, means there is no utilization of oxygen over there. So no oxygen means there will be leading to the what happened? Insufficient oxygen will be leading to the muscle cramps, and later thereby what happened? Energy will be disturbed in the body, and thereby even we can see a death of an organisms. So next one, air pollution and its causes. Bojo remembers seeing a thick fog-like layer in the atmosphere, especially during winters. This smoke is nothing but made up of smoke and even fog. A smoke is nothing but which are released from the industries, and fog are nothing but which is a natural process. Smoke may contain oxides of nitrogen which combines with other air pollutants and fog to form smog. Smog is nothing but a mixture, they are telling, smoke and fog. So they are telling the smoke which is emitting, they contain number of oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, and even other gases, and which are present in the air, and they mixes with the fog to form smog. The smog causes breathing difficulties such as asthma, cough, and even wheezing in a children. The children will be the main things, they will be affected because of a immunity level which is very low. Many industries are also responsible for causing air pollution, as we all know. You can see in this picture a heavy smoke which is released. Since for these chimneys they are not going to use any filters, thereby direct release of number of harmful substances are released into the environment. If in these chimneys, if they are going to use any filters, means only the smoke will be emitted, leaving the pollutant substances will be filtered in a filters. Petroleum refineries are a major source of pollutants like sulfur dioxide and even nitrogen dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is produced by combustion of fuels like coal in power plants. It can cause respiratory problem including permanent lung damage. So they are telling the sulfur dioxide which is released during the combustion of a coal, that in a power plants what happen, they are going to mainly cause, that is lung diseases. So they are telling a permanent lung diseases or a permanent lung damages what happen, leading to the difficulties in breathing. Apart from that, what happen, even the lung damages will be leading for the death of a organism. The other kinds of pollutants are nothing but CFCs. CFC full form is nothing but chlorofluorocarbon, which are used in refrigerators, air conditioners and aerosol sprays. CFCs damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. So ozone is nothing but, the molecular formula is O3, isn't it? So hereby what happened, the ozone layer is very important to our environment, as we all know, because the ozone layer protects the earth from leaving the harmful sun rays from the sun, isn't it? So they are telling the CFCs which are present, they are going to spoil the ozone layer which is present in the nature, that is a natural barricader for the harmful rays. Ozone layer protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays of a sun. You have heard about ozone hole, isn't it? What do you mean by a ozone hole? A hole is nothing but which is mainly caused by number of pollutants. Thankfully, less harmful chemicals are now being used in the place of CFCs. That is, in the place of CFCs, what happened? Less number of chemical substances are used. But even though thereby what happened, we have already found number of holes in the ozone. In addition to the above mentioned gases, automobiles which burn diesel and petrol also produce tiny particles which remain suspended in the air for long periods. They reduce visibility, isn't it? So these particles what happen, they will be suspended in the air, and thereby what happen, by the time whenever they mixes, even it will be causing number of health problems in human beings. When it is inhaled, what happen, they cause number of diseases. Such particles are also produced during industrial process like steel making and mining. Power plants give out tiny ash particles which also pollute the atmosphere. These tiny particles, like what happened, not only the power plants, even any kind of that is metal producing factories it may be, or even a stone crushing kind, all these things they are going to release number of tiny particles. By that time whenever we are inhaling, means these will start to deposit in our lungs. They will be causing a severe lung problem or even a severe respiratory problem. Thus so these number of tiny particles and even larger particles, what happen, they are going to mainly affect the living things in our environment. Students, you might have seen in a few months, isn't it, that is during a lockdown, no vehicles are passed, or even a human population, that is all the humans are locked in a house. By that time, you might have noticed that is no problem for air pollution. The air pollution was reduced to the maximum, isn't it, because of no industries working, and even the vehicles passage were also reduced, and even more number of human activities were also controlled. The earth, what happened was, in a fresh air, isn't it? You can see in the picture that is a corona effect here they are given. Air quality improves in India as state on lockdown. Major cities witnessed a major dip in pollution level on March 22 as the country observed Janata curfew. So thereby what happened? The number of areas where the heavy population with the vehicles were there, they all were suffering in earlier days, but during the lockdown time they were feeling free because of no vehicles were passed, and thus what happened, even the toxic substances which were released were also minimized.